What's up, y'all? Figure I'd do a little video. Alright. I've been trying to sit here and think, like, what's going on, in America? What the Americans are up to. And I'm like, this is just like my thought. This comes with the 51st state shit. And it comes with like the Donald Trump famous like never say never shit. And I know it's not just me, it's a lot of like awoke Americans, like watching a lot of Canadian shit. And like a lot of people, they it's not just the people that make the videos. You read the comments, and I'll sit there and I'm like, to myself, I'm like, dude, this is done on purpose. It's just so like in your face. And then like some people are like, is this done on purpose? And then you go click on the comments and people are like, this is fucking done on purpose. Well, no fucking shit. I mean, collapsing the Canadian economy. Well, first off, they did it themselves, and then the Americans, they're just ripping the fucking rug out from them. Like I said, this shit's done in generations. Okay. And then people are like, well, the fucking, last thing I heard, I think it was like 40% of our Navy is like down in like the Gulf of America. I can't believe I'm saying that shit. But and then they're like, well, Venezuela, they're going to take out, do a regime change. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? It's not that, because I've done a video on war drums. It's real. If you're not American and if you're not like 40, you don't know what war drums are. They pump up the media, man. They get the fucking Americans, and you're just like, fucking kill them, man. Fuck yeah, Americans are fucking built different. I've lived in other countries. I fucking know, man. Americans are fucking crazy. Well, and then I started hearing this shit about the what was it, Monroe doctrine or something like that. It's about like all of the Americas, up towards like the Canadian Shield. And it kind of makes sense if you think about it. I'm like, what the fuck? It's starting to click with me. I'm like, are they really doing this shit? Like, with all the fucking Navy down there, and you had like fucking like they're saying it's got to do with Venezuela and shit, and then you had in Mexico, it's like they're getting the people fucking below the border. So up above, they're destroying the economy of Canada. And then Kuzma supposedly is like going to be up, and they're just going to rip that motherfucker up, and that shit's going to be fucking flying in the air. Like, and then Rip Taylor's going to come out with confetti, yay, yay, yay. And then they sent the fucking fleet down there, and they're like, fucking do something over there, do something. I'm not saying they're going to attack them, but they're just like, do a fucking like regime change like throughout all the fucking South America. It's a fucking possibility. This, because I'm like, what the fuck is going on, And then if you really fucking think about it, and it is a possibility that they're going to unite all of America. You know, you got all this shit like, you know, if you're older and you're awake to the propaganda and the media, you see through the bullshit. You know, they're just shit's every fucking where. Like, they're hiding something, but at the same time, they're just like throwing it right in your fucking face. Only the smart ones can see it. What if? That's the only thing I can think of what the Americans are doing. What the fuck?